I really am. No, I had a terrifying experience when I was a child. I was 9, and my mom took me to equestrian camp. Now, this statement sounds weird because you're probably like, well, didn't you grow up in Harlem? I'm like, I did. My mom thought it was a good idea to take me to an equestrian camp. I couldn't spell equestrian, let alone, what am I doing at an equestrian camp? But I went, and there was a lot of short people there. I didn't realize jockeys were supposed to be short. I thought I was literally at a midget farm. Yeah, I said it. Because it was okay to say back then, like, what was that, 97? I don't know what year it was. 92. Well, I was like, okay, fine, whatever, cool. My mom was like, do you want to ride horses? I was like, not really, why are we here? She was like, well, I got a coupon for free at work, so we're going to spend the weekend here. They give out coupons for equestrian games? In the ghetto? What the hell are we doing? Get a coupon so we can leave. What are you doing? So I'm out here looking at the horses, you know, these tall ones, the short ones. I didn't know horses came in so many sizes, and I don't mean like, you know, ponies. I mean like they're tiny horses. And I'm watching them like train them for races and whatnot, and one guy was like, yeah, this guy's gonna go into the Kentucky Derby. I'm like, I don't know what that is. And he's like, you know, when they race the horses and the best one wins, and you get a giant pot of money for no reason at all, except that you just sat there and watched a horse run around in a circle. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's a real job, huh? After all these bitches are here for it, just ride horses that are 5 times bigger than them and make a bunch of money? Oh, okay, that's cool. I left that equestrian camp with new respect for horses, though. Because nobody told me you're not supposed to walk behind a horse. Nobody told me that. So I walked behind a horse. I was just kind of looking at him, and I was looking at the horse's tail. Has anyone ever seen a horse's tail? Yeah. It's like perfectly flowing hair. I can see why half that wouldn't wear it. I was going deep. Everybody's kind of glared at me. I'm like, my bad. But no, I was looking at the horse's hair and I was like, oh, let me touch this. I want to feel it. I want to know if it feels like that Indian silk that they sell at the corner store real quick. I just want to know. And I grabbed it. I didn't know that there's like a little like actual tail for a horse. Like it's like a rat tail, but it's really tiny. And I grabbed it. And I saw a leg do this. And I just stood there, terrified. And I felt the substance run down my body. And I looked down, and I was dry. And I looked at my sleeve, and that was wet. I made the horse shit itself on me.
Oh, God.
I just stood there, confused and scared because I didn't want to move. I didn't know if the smell of shit made horses more crazy. I didn't know if it was going to try to kick me again. I didn't believe I could dodge it again. So I just stood there terrified until the jockey came and was like, oh my God, you got the horse away. He said, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know. I need help. I really need help. So I left with a new appreciation for horses. They're probably like, well, is there anything else you want to tell us about horses before we get the show started? I'm like, yeah, there's one more thing. Their tails are silky smooth. Like, I don't understand how come no one braids a horse's tail. You know how cool that would be? You ride around, you got your hair braided, your horse hair braided, not just like yours, you're going to just ride in the tandem, you got to just bounce in the wind. That'd be amazing. I wish I could do that. But unfortunately, my hair doesn't grow like that. I burned my hair out once. Mistake. Like, it was straight, but you know how when you iron cardboard? That was my hair. It was just like, I'm like, this isn't sexy. I don't know who told me to do this. I'm the dumbest 25-year-old alive. I'm gonna get off this horse subject now, I'm sorry guys. I really had a vent, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get the show popping right now. Alright, so our first comic of the night, I want you to give a big round of applause for. We're gonna say the same thing for every comic every night, so no one feels like they don't have a cool intro or anything like that. So, this comic, the first comic you're going to see tonight, is a very funny comedian. So, big round of applause for Mr. Tim Miller!
Give it up for Will, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
Good, great. I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. I have a self-deprecating sense of humor. I really hate that about myself. So I'm a pretty typical cis, white, straight male. So I haven't really overcome any adversity, but I've definitely undercome some advantages, so. Shattered applause, that's the story of my life. It's fine. Just hold it. My dick is a lot like Sasquatch. All the pictures of it are blurry. It resides in a forest. And only a couple weirdos on the outskirts of town has actually seen it, so. Yeah. So I think I might run for office at some point. Yeah, vote for me or not. Like, not like right away, like in probably 2040 when I'm ready. Maybe, I don't know what office yet, like maybe like Mayor of Bozeman or like Emperor of Mars. So I just kind of want to move to Mars, you know, find myself a blue-skinned Martian woman and settle down, have a couple half-Martian kids, you know. Fine. I'll probably run as a member of the Timmins Party, which is just heavily affiliated with Timmism, my one-man religion. It has 100 commandments, so it's 10 to say it's 10 times better than Christianity. Yeah, fuck that. Okay. In fact, if I'm elected, I'm making Timmism the official religion. I'm making Dothraki from Game of Thrones, I'm making that official language. Yeah, one person. I'm making Doggy Style the official sex position, so. Because fuck that missionary bullshit. Right? No, okay. Well, yeah, it's going real well. I feel like I'm gonna fucking wait, guys. Jesus. And it's my own, that's fine. Yeah. But I already have my campaign planned out for, like, for my campaign. I already have my slogan, it's just like that. I'm just gonna say that to everybody I meet, just like in their face. Not even just hand out pamphlets, that's just me. And I'm gonna run on the two M's and the 2 C's platform. My first M stands for mints. So I think everybody should have fresh breath, you know. I believe in that so much, I'm just gonna do completely away with healthcare and just like replace it with mint dispensers on every corner, you know. You might have polio, but at least you'll have fresh breath. So, call it Tim Contours. No, don't land. My second M, which stands for magic. I think with like a poof, that's what you call broken magicians, right? Anybody? No. Just like a poof in every town, we can solve a lot of our problems, you know. You know, we can just like solve the deficit 1 quarter out of the year at a time. We can solve world hunger by just like pulling rabbits out of hats. We don't need a military if we can just make our enemies disappear. I have my 2 C's finally. Stands for 2 cups of coffee every morning. I'm a 2 cups of coffee kind of person, and I just think everybody should be. You know, from 0 to 100, everybody should be drinking 2 cups of coffee every morning. If you're drinking only 1 or you're drinking more than 2, get the fuck out. Also, if you're drinking decaf, that doesn't count, and I'm sending your decaf drinking ass into the sun, so. I'm almost finished, don't worry. Sad never. Yeah, for me, my phone and condoms are pretty similar. Like I use neither one for their intended purpose very often. Yeah. Want to end on that shitty joke? That's fine. I'm Tim Miller, thank you very much.
Did you really just play Shut Your Jam music as I got on the stage? I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure you play that shit. You guys scared for a second. Round of applause. applause. Keep going for Tim Miller, folks. Keep going. Yeah. Tim and I share something in common. This last joke that describes me too. I was like, yeah, my father and my dick are also two things that are kind of similar. They're both big and black. But that's about it. Anyway, next. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry. Next up, next very funny comedian coming from Missoula. Says she's the meanest comic in Missoula. We'll see about that. Give it up for Miss Honey Peppers.
My name is Lenny Peppers. My comedy name is Many Hamas. Some fun facts about me. I am Northern Cheyenne and Crow from this part of the state, but I live in Missoula, and it feels so good to be home right now. I also have 6 kids. I know what you all are thinking, that I look far too young and beautiful to have a career in comedy, and you're right. Thank you. No, I do. I have 6 kids. And I have to admit that I totally got lazy when it came to giving them their Indian names. I actually ultimately just ended up giving them names after the contraceptives that they were conceived on. My daughter, we call her Yaz. Pretty, right? And then there's Patch. And then there's pull-out method. There's wins. Then there's Nuba, has a ring to it. And then there's tiny, baby, bouncing IED. Sorry. I meant IUD. Although it kind of looks like an IED has gone off down there after 6 kids. I want all of these kids to grow up to be woke, well-adjusted adults, and so we don't say things in our household like boys will be boys. But that kind of causes a problem when it comes to justifying my 4-year-old's bad behavior. So I have to get super creative. I usually end up saying something like, sorry, he's a Sagittarius. Or when I'm at a Chinese food restaurant, I'm like, ooh, I'm so sorry. He was born in the year of the horse. Those horses, super energetic. Also, when I go home to the Crow Res, I'm usually just like, he's part Cheyenne. And then vice versa, when I'm on the Cheyenne Res, I'm like, crows will be crows? So Columbus Day wasn't too bad for me last year. I'm usually a little bit confused by it. I just don't understand what, like, the guy who enslaved more people than any other person in history has to do with mattress sales. But the city of Missoula actually ended up putting out like this social media post that said that all of the parking was free in downtown Missoula in honor of Indigenous Peoples Day, which is really cool, except that's not really how it works. Let me tell you guys how it works. So, Columbus Day is a nationally recognized federal holiday, and so all of the meter readers had it off annual. Yeah, city of Missoula. What I'm saying is, maybe if you want to be more woke, don't give away little plots of land and then take them away again at the end of the day. My people actually have a saying for that kind of activism. It directly translates to woke on the wrong side of the bed. Yeah. So Montana has this amazing legacy of beautiful, strong Montana Native American women, like leading the way from the very beginning. Sacagawea was one of them. And I think we can all agree that her job listing included guiding white guys through the wilderness. And it never changes. Just last week, I had to, clear the bush just so we could find the canoe. Yeah, that was a dirty one. I'm Lenny Peppers, everyone, and so you're
My phone's acting weird. I have to pick up the visual. All right. Now, let's keep going right now. We're going to keep going. We got another next comic coming up, another funny comedian. Please give it up for Jack Robinson.
We got a lot to fit in 5 minutes, but we're going to give it a try. May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Damn right, I'm celebrating that. I went and bought one of those dog igloo houses. You know, the dog houses look like the igloo, put it in my yard, set up like a Christmas display except for the 4th. Some people don't understand what Star Wars means to our culture in the last 47 years. So I'm sitting on the couch. My in-laws come bursting down the door. Hey! Why is your 3-year-old out in the yard unattended? I said, now you listen. It's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Fuss will be playing the part of Luke Skywalker, and Luke Skywalker winds up in the Wampa Cave alone. I'll be taking Mr. Easter Bear, cut open his guts, and stuff her into the Easter Bear long before exposure kicks in. Now, is there anything more dangerous than comedy? So if any of us offend you tonight, say something and we'll work it out tonight, before we're running for president or directing a movie or criticizing other presidents while roofing young starlets' drinks, that kind of thing. So, it was about 4 years ago. If any of you are in law enforcement or emergency responders, don't get ahead of me on this, but I'm going to tell you the other half of the story. I got a teenager in the house during this time and drinking straight out of the milk jug. I mean, just takes the milk jug, just drinking straight out of it. Oh man, we're all staying sick. I can't protect the milk jug at all times. I can't be cool about it. The house is going to sell, the teenager's going to move out, everything's going to be okay, but that's not enough. Should I poison the milk? No, that might get the wrong victim. I can't put like a barbed wire around the milk. I need the milk to have a set of rules where people feel awkward, and the milk needs a penis. The milk needs a penis, that's it. I'm going to take this penis and it's got to be just the right buoyancy to where when he goes to violate the milk, the penis just kind of... It'll be the middle of the night and it'll get into the milk without pouring it into a glass and the little penis will just pop up and go... It will be fantastic. So I place the trap. I go shopping about 4 or 5 stores, find just the right disembodied member to place right in the milk, and it floats just perfect so that when someone goes to... Right there. It's about that intimacy. It'll make kind of a teenager uncomfortable. They haven't met yet, and he's going to be surprised. So I plant the trap, say, honey, no cereal the next couple days, just kind of lay off it. It's Monday, the trap still hasn't sprung. I'm in this important meeting, I get a call. There's been an incident. Okay guys, I gotta take this call. Hi, this is Becky, your realtor. There's been an incident. So I was showing your house, and you don't have any creamer. So when I went to lighten the milk with the coffee with the milk, out popped this disembodied penis. And some of this is paraphrasing, and some of it is directly from what I'm hearing. So the penis popped in the milk and skeeted the first 3 people who were in the crowd. Just skeeted like the song? Yes, skeeted like the song. Coffee splashed up all over, splashed on the curtains, splashed up on the table, splashed up on the... So the coffee splashed from the window to the wall? Yes! Pay attention, goddamn! So Amy, who works over as a CNA, thought that the penis might need to be reattached. Get it on ice and we can put it back on. I grabbed the penis in the hot, realistic veins in the coffee, and I threw it into the... Oh, I could barely... But it didn't hit anybody. Mark, who's retired law enforcement, said, "Get back." Yeah, it was incoming. So we called Meadow Gold because we thought it might be like the Wendy's finger in the chili. But no one at Meadow Gold is missing their genitalia. So right about now, the FBI is searching your house for body parts. I don't think it's gonna sell. So they bring me back in. Jack, this is an important meeting. What took you away? Dick! There's a dick in the milk! There's a dick in the milk! And I told him the whole story. I don't work there anymore. I'm here on a Saturday night with you. So we go around now. You're at the Walmart or whatnot, the new grocery store. They're not checking for vitamin D when they pull it up to the light. They're checking for the D, the entire D. Oh, that was resolved. Is that the uptime or is that the?
Time's up.
All right.
I don't want to touch the mic right now. So you've been talking about dating this whole time, and I'm like, suspicious. Just remind the comments, first light is 4 minutes, second light is 5. So if you get nervous and look at me, then I'll just shout at you that same thing again. We having a good time right now? We still doing okay, crowd? We doing okay? We're starting away from it right now. Guys are funny, getting dark, I like it. That wasn't a joke, I'm just saying, it's an observation. That's the next comment. All right, next comment, another funny comedian. Please give it up for Bill Tilly.
Most of the local comics know me as Creepy Uncle Phil. They said that I should play to my creepiness the same way that Will Thomas plays to his blackness, and Cody Sutton plays to his frailness. I said, okay, but I'm not creepy. When comedian Tommy Pope was here, he said that I reminded him of a creepy Mr. Rogers. With my shirt all tucked in and my white sneakers, he said, Phil, what you really need to do is you need to come out on stage, sit in a chair, and start putting on your white sneakers and singing that song. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. then you should pick out one random guy in your audience, look you right in the eye and say, howdy, neighbor.
Did you do that?
I fucked your wife last night. I said, but Tommy, I would never do that. Yeah, you would. Because you're creepy. I've also been told that I look like a college professor when I come out on stage. And then the shit that comes out of my mouth. They said, Phil, when you look like a college professor and you're talking about anal sex, it's kind of creepy. Now I ask you, what's creepier? Me, talking about anal sex on stage, or some lady in the audience grinding her butt down into her chair when I'm talking about anal sex on stage? Because to me, that's kind of creepy. I can see the creepiness in other people. My own brother is kind of creepy. My comedian friend Jared D is kind of creepy. And when I see them creeping on the ladies, it's embarrassing. I would never do that. My therapist told me that I'm demisexual. I'd never heard the term demisexual before, so I asked him, does demisexual mean that I want to have sex with Demi Moore? He said, no, Phil, that would be creepy. A demisexual is someone who can't get intimate with another individual unless they meet them on an emotional level. That's probably why I've never had a one-night stand in my life. It's almost impossible to meet somebody on an emotional level that quickly. Reminded me of the time the comedian Mo Mandel was in Billings. Mo Mandel talked for an uncomfortably long period of time about a rash on his penis. I remember thinking to myself at the time, why is he talking about a rash rash on his penis. No one's going to want to have sex with him if he has a rash on his penis. And then it occurred to me, he was doing it on purpose. So the ladies in Billings wouldn't hit on him while he was here. So that got me to thinking. Maybe, as a demisexual, I say creepy things subconsciously just to keep ladies at bay. Because we all know what a problem that is for me. Then last week I read something. It said, for poor performers to recognize their own inequities would require them to possess the very expertise they lack. I remember a time I was talking to a little boy who had Down syndrome. He pointed to a little girl who also had Down syndrome and said, she's retarded. It was amazing to me that he could see it in her, but he couldn't see it in himself. So either I'm a demisexual that says creepy things subconsciously, or I'm a creep. And I just lack the expertise to be able to see it. Now I trust you guys and I value your opinion, so I'm going to ask you to help me out this evening. I want you to give me a huge round of applause if you think I'm a little creepy. You guys are a great audience. I'm creepy Uncle Phil. Thank you.
Yeah, keep it on my creepy Uncle Phil. I love my creepy Uncle Phil. But he's lying. I don't think my blackness enough. I'm in Montana. Think about that. I can only say so much. I can't get too hood. I memorized the list, guys. I really did. And then I fucking forget every time I come up here. All right. Next comic comes to the stage. Another one comedian. Another round of applause, folks, for Cole Harnick.
Good baby.
All right. I hope you guys all know that laughter and applause is like crack to a comedian. Every single one of us inside has a voice that's just saying, please, sir, can I have some more? Please, sir. No. Be great dealers, give us plenty of applause, give us a clap. Memo to self, new ending. All right, so I traveled 4 hours from Howard, as Will said, mostly because I don't own a map and I suck at math, and my wife gives me time on the internet without being around me. So I tend to get in trouble and make commitments. Sorry, honey. But I've known my wife for about, it's my show. I've known my wife now for about 16 years, and it was only about 6 months ago that we made it official instead of just. But anyways, there's a lot of things that went great at the wedding. I mean, there's only one thing that I have to bitch about. God damn it. So, how many people here are married? Okay, what's the big thing that everyone asks is, how's the married life? What's it like being married? I don't fucking know. It's the exact same thing. I mean, I have a ring on my finger now that if I lose it, I'm going to die. I mean, but it's, the more I think about it, guys, the more it bothers me. So I'm sitting there thinking, what did I miss? You know, I mean, was I there at the ceremony and did the pastor say, do you, Kathleen, take Cole to be your legally wedded husband? I do. Yes, mistress. Your shoes, mistress. The children have returned to the castle, mistress. I don't know. It's all fun and games until you're caught. I came into the relationship with 2 children, one of which was a teenage girl. And, oh, Jesus, there's still a week out of the month that I go to the bathroom without turning the lights on. It's terrible. It's terrible. Now, my wife, she absolutely loves and hates my comedy all at the same time. So I've decided that, I kind of enjoy the voice acting part of it. I like sounding like an idiot. Go figure. But it comes up so much in fights because I think that gives me an edge. Right. But anyways, about a month ago, during my weekly, guilt trip to stop smoking, my wife decided to make the argument, well, you can't really do the voices very well if you have a smoker's cough, so I pulled an old voice out of my bag that I did when I was a kid. The old smoking cowboy from the Stop Smoking commercials that's singing in New York Square, oh, you don't always die from tobacco. Yeah, I try not to think about the fact that my cigarettes ever since then keep disappearing and come back tasting like shit. I really don't want to figure that one out. But anyways, I'm a very shy individual by nature, as you can tell. And many years ago, I started doing karaoke with a couple of friends of mine. They were a couple of DJs. Nice little couple, I call them my gay J's. You can figure out why. But anyway, we were doing a show. We started a vending event, and they decided they wanted to come down with their new side hustle. So I didn't really think anything of it. And they come to the show, and they have candles, and they have soaps, and they have unicorn snot, bath soap. Now, they pull out this box, and I should have known better, ladies and gentlemen. I should have known better than to look in the box. But I looked in the box, and there was a box full of dicks. I mean, we had soap, we had candles, little wicks on the end. I just couldn't bring myself to ever light one of those. But the thing that got me, ladies and gentlemen, is when he told me that he uses powdered lubricants in his soaps. Well, the jokes with that by itself were, so goddamn many. But the business part of my brain and the comic side of my brain clashed at that moment. I came up with an idea for him to sell so much more soap. Nothing else get his name out. He needs to make dozens, hundreds of tiny dick soaps. And he needs to donate them to local correction facilities. So that every inmate that comes into the facility will get handed a little dick soap. Takes don't drop the soap to a whole new level. Now that isn't even the best part. They go with the slogan. We might not have the nicest assholes in the county, but we sure have the cleanest. Alright guys, I'm going to leave you with that. My name is Cole Hornick, and it's been great.
Yeah, keep it going, Cole! Yeah! Alright. Next time it comes to the stage, our funny comedian.
Way to go,
I
baby.
make her more nervous than he already is.
I don't know what you did with your drink.
Give it up for Zach Jarvis!
Just gonna walk you through what's been happening to me since I got here. I think Red Lobster's trying to kill me. I had Red Lobster before I got here, and since I've been here, between 3 and 30 times my asshole's exploded into that toilet back there. Just fair warning to any and all people that go in there. So this set might get cut off very abruptly, and I'm sorry for that. Anyways, I live in Missoula now, but I was born and raised in Great Falls. And when I left Great Falls and moved to Missoula, I decided I was never going to drink, I was going to have sex before marriage, and I was never going to do drugs. My dealer's here. As my dealer spoiled, I've done all 3 of those things. But I'm nervous. Like, right now, weed is kind of being legalized across America. And I'm nervous about that because I'm really bad at smoking it. Like, the first time I was handed a pipe, I just went like this, just... And my friend sitting next to me went, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, this is how Gandalf does it." Can I be like Gandalf? He's a wizard. I want to be a wizard. So I'm not very good at it. And then that night, I was very high walking home, and outside of my apartment building, there was somebody just standing outside smoking a cigarette. And I realized in that moment, I was not equipped to communicate with a stranger. And inside my head, I'm having this battle as I stand there at the end of my block, and I'm just going, you know, you walk past strangers all the time, and you don't have to talk to them. Like, it's late at night, he's not going to talk to you, just walk past him. Literally, all you have to do is walk past him. Just start moving and walk past him, and you'll be fine. And so I start moving past him, and he goes, hey, how's it going, man? And I went, me do how me do, baby! And then I moved the next day. I broke my leash because I never wanted to see him again. And then I got into my room, and the first time that I took care of myself when I was high, I went to the room and I was like thinking about sober Zach in the morning, and I was like, he deserves to wake up very comfortable. So I put Enya on my TV, just on a constant loop, and then I tucked myself in like a burrito, like while I was laying in bed, like tucked myself in, and I just laid there, and I was so proud of myself. I was like, Zach's gonna wake up so happy. Well, sober Zach woke up 2 hours later, hot as fuck, listening to Enya, because high Zach forgot to take off any and all of my clothing. I was still wearing my jacket and my shoes in my bed, tucked in like a burrito, and Enya was playing. So I'm not good at marijuana, and I don't want it to be legalized, because I give into peer pressure like that. I'm a stand-up comedian, it's all good for a story. As some of you can tell by now, though, I'm a little fucked up. And it's not just because I was born in Great Falls. I'm this weird conglomeration of children. I have a half-sister on my mom's side and a half-brother on my dad's side. And I've never lived with either sibling. So I'm simultaneously the youngest child on my mom's side, the oldest child on my dad's side, the middle child, and the only child. Now, a lot of you are thinking like, well, how being this child is the worst, being this child is the worst, being this child is the worst. And I can confirm, you're right. They all suck. Because you're a child, and you have something to compare yourself to, or no one to compare yourself to, and they're frightening in different ways. But I like reading studies about children and the hierarchy in the family, because they all kind of apply to me. Like, for instance, I read one that says, the oldest child is always the most successful, and the youngest child is the problem child. Well, on my mom's side, my sister is the school nurse for the entirety of Cascade County. She has 2 lovely children, and she's married, and she owns a house. I'm a stand-up comedian. It tracks. On my dad's side, I'm a stand-up comedian, and my brother vapes. It tracks. It still makes sense. The other one is that the first child always gets the most photos taken of them, and the second child gets very few taken of them. Now, if you go to my mom's scrapbook and flip through the first 100 pages, it's like watching my sister grow up. Like, it's just every page is a new day. She's just slowly growing into a person. And the last page is one photo, each from a different year, of me standing in front of our garage like this on the first day of school. There's 18 photos, and that's it. And on my dad's side, there's a box of disposable cameras that someday will hopefully be developed that I think have pictures of me on them. And my brother has no disposable camera photos as far as I'm aware of. So yes, I'm a little fucked up because of my parents. Yes, I'm a little fucked up because I'm bad at smoking drugs. But long story short, me do how me do, baby. Anyways, I'm Zach Darvish. Have a good night.
Yeah, give it up to Zach. Oh man, all right. We got 3 comics left. I'm excited to hear them all. Next comic comes to the stage, very fun comedian. I'm gonna just keep saying that because I like saying those words. Give it up, Miss Jenna Elliott!
I took my cat to the vet the other day to get her rabies vaccine. I was a little concerned at first, but in the end I decided I'd rather have an autistic cat than a rabid one. My cat is like my child. I don't plan on having any human spawn. I don't have the disposable income, you know? For a toy, My cat gets a tampon that I've tied to a piece of yarn and dragged across the carpet. She loves it. But that same DIY concept would make a really gauche baby mobile, you know, just hanging out over the crib, tying some tampons up to a fidget spinner and giving it a whirl. I'm so bad at DIY, crafts, projects, anything. I do have Pinterest, but I don't use it because I firmly believe that Pinterest is the most morbid social media platform that we have. Pinterest is just a mausoleum of dreams that have died. Pinterest is just a well-adjusted white lady's version of self-harm. She's locked in her bathroom, swirling a glass of wine, drawing a bath like, I know life is meaningless, but I'm just pinning another A-line wedding dress just to feel something. I have been working on self-improvement, and I've been trying to extend my vocabulary, and I recently plugged the word hubris into Google, you know, just to make sure I'm using and pronouncing it right. It's not actually said hubris or hubris. And when I plugged it in, I clicked that little speaker button next to it, and I made